Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Excellency, honorable speakers, and honorable participants. A very good afternoon to you all. Inspired by the quote of Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. With this quote, it is my great pleasure to welcome you. With this quote, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this lecture series entitled Recent Advances in the Industrial Extraction of the Edible Oil and Processing Techniques, including policymakers, researchers, academicians, students, and experts from OIC member states and other regions. Without further delay, let me invite you all to join me for the official opening of this lecture series, beginning with recitation of Holy Quran. Holy Quran. Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان. الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان. والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان. صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah khairan. With that, it is my honor to welcome our distinguished speaker, Professor Dr. Syed Tufail Hussain Shah. He is a professor and director at the National Center of Excellence in Analytical Chemistry, University of Sindh, Jamshedpur, Pakistan. With over 30 years of academic and industrial experience, including postdoctoral research at McGill University, Canada, He is a leading expert in analytical chemistry and edible oil processing. He has authored over 225 peer-reviewed publication and editor-in-chief of the Pakistan Journal and Analytical and Environmental Chemistry. Professor Shah will present on the introduction to oils and fats, types of the oils and fats, and edible and non-edible application of the vegetable oils. Sir, the stage is yours.
Can you open my presentation? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Praise is due to Almighty Allah, who is the creator of this universe, and Durood Salam on Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for which this universe was created. So I am thankful to Professor Dr. Bhagat Chaudhary, Coordination Journal of comstech, and very eminent, internationally recognized scientist, and a very humble personality, who invited me to give some lecture on the edible oils. So the edible oil is my favorite subject, because my PhD is on edible oil. I worked in the edible oil industry. I was the general manager in the edible oil industry, and I left the industry and I joined the university. So I remain in contact with the edible oil industry. So I am also thankful to the Rakibul Hassan. So he continuously remain in contact with me and the whole team of the comstech and who organized this event. And I am also thankful to my dear brother Professor Dr. Sankara, who accepted our invitation, and he is also the speaker in this event. He is also the university professor and involved in the many edible industry and other industries. So you will enjoy his lectures. It is not shifting. So when I saw the list of participants, so the participants are from the different fields, from the chemistry, from the biochemistry, from the engineering, and also from the pharmacy, from the medical side. So there are so many subjects. So there are the diverse types of the participants. And also from the students, faculty members, researchers, policy makers, engineers. So also their field is totally different. So I prepared my presentation very simple, so everybody can understand easily. So I deleted my technical slides from the presentations. So just to for the interest of all participants. So inshallah, you can see here that the different fields from the food science and nutrition, health sciences, agriculture, biological sciences, natural sciences, social sciences, engineering, environmental sciences, industry, government organizations. So these are the different fields in which the online participants are with us. Similarly, the students, faculty, researchers, process engineers, representatives from the industry, and scientific officers, doctors, engineers, so manufacturers, and members of the customer society. So you will see that every slide, inshallah, that will be understandable to everyone. So just I want to start from the food science and nutrition, that eating a lot is not the same thing as eating well. So it is important to eat, but according to the need, not only just we want. So eating is essential, but moderation is more important. So putting food in your body does not ensure that stomach is filled with the proper food. However, the proper food needs some knowledge, takes some time and efforts. You can see here that the human body is continuously renewing itself. For example, the digestive tract cell, so these are replaced every 3 to 4 days. And red cell, blood cell, so these are rebuilt for every 4 months. And protein in muscle, so these are replaced in every 4 months. And protein in brain are replaced in every 6 months. Protein in bone cell, so these are replaced every 3 to 4 years. So therefore, it is true that you are not the same person as you need to be or will soon be. The health and efficiency of the cell replacement depends on the quality of food. Are now to know that there are two types of nutrients, so the macronutrients and micronutrients. So the micronutrients, so these are the basically energy producing nutrients, while the macronutrients, so these are the protective nutrients. So although the micronutrients, so small amount of micronutrients are needed, but their impact on the health is very, very important. So the need of energy or the intake of energy per day, it depends on the age, gender, weight, health, and workload. So for the age of 18 to 30, so the male who is average weight approximately 65 kg, so they need the energy 2340 kilocalories, and female needs 1980 per day. Similarly, the people from the age from 30 to 60 years, so they need energy approximately 2300 kilocalories, and female need 1830 kilocalories. But above than the 60 age, the male need 1901 kilocalories, while the female need 1640 kilocalories. So the protein is mainly used for the growth and body, and the protein, 1 gram of protein give the 4 kilocalories. And same is case with the carbohydrate. The carbohydrates will also provide the 4 kilocalories, while the fat provides the 9 kilocalories per gram. So the energy requirement from the protein is from 10 to 15% on daily basis, and from carbohydrate, so approximately at least 55% is needed to the body. But for the fat, so it should not be more than 30%. And now recently, the recommended intake from the fat is from 20 to 25 kilocalories. So I am working on the oil and fat. So I will discuss some more about the oil and fat. So fat is the concentrated source of the energy, which provide 9 kilocalories per gram. So fat carries the fat soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. So fat present the heat loss to the extreme temperature and protect the organs. So you can see they are the leading causes for the death or the disease or the heart diseases, cancer, stroke, and diabetes. So all these four leading cause of the death, so they are to somewhat they are connected with the quality of foods. Although there are the other causes for the death, just like pneumonia, AIDS, accidents, and suicide, etc. So everybody should know that how much calories they are needed per day and how many grams of protein and carbohydrates. So these are required to the individual persons because the requirement of the energy, so it depends on the, again I am saying that is the age, gender, health, and workload. So I expect from the every educated person, even students, they should know that how many calories they needed from the carbohydrates, protein, and fat. So I have calculated from the average 2000 calories. From the 2000 calories, on the basis of 2000 calories, you need 300 kilocalories per day from the protein, 1100 from the carbohydrates, and 600 from the fat. It means that maximum you daily need 75 gram from the protein and at least 275 gram of carbohydrate and approximately 50 gram of fat. But our practice is in the home and also in the hotels. So we are using too much fat. So I will show the average consumption per body, per person per day. You will wonder that we are importing the oil from and oil seeds. Our local production is very low, but our consumption is on much higher side. So it is 18 kg per person per annum. And the advanced countries, so they have the 11 kg. So our consumption is on much higher side. So for weight loss, a common recommendation to reduce the dairy intake to 500 to 1000 calories, leading to the safe weight loss about 1 to 2 pounds per week. This is just a definition from for the students. Basically, oil is the triglyceride esters of the three molecule of fatty acids with the single molecule of glycerol. If the three molecules of fatty acid attached with the single molecule of glycerol, then it is called triglyceride. Triglyceride, that means the oil. It means the fat. So these are the basically same things. But when the two molecules of the fatty acids are attached with the single molecule of glycerol, then it is called the diglyceride. When one molecule of fatty acid is attached with the single molecule of glycerol, then it is called the monoglyceride. And monoglyceride and diglyceride. So these are not the oil and fat. So although it is present in the oil and fat, but during the processing, these should be removed. So there are the three main sources of oil and fats. One is the animal fat, vegetable oil, and marine oil. So animal fat contains the dominant fatty acids in the animal fat are the saturated fatty acids. That is why it is solid at room temperature. The difference between the oil and fat is that the oil is liquid at room temperature due to presence of the higher amount of unsaturated fatty acids, while fats are the solid at room temperature due to the presence of greater amount of saturated fatty acids. So in the animal fat, the dominant fatty acids are the saturated fatty acids. While in the marine oil, so the dominant fatty acids, so these are the unsaturated fatty acids. But in case of vegetable oil, there are a lot of diversity. For example, canola oil, it contains more than 90% unsaturated fatty acids. And if we take the coconut oil, the coconut oil contains more than 90% saturated fatty acids. And if we see the palm oil approximately contains 50% saturated fatty acid and 50% unsaturated. That's why the palm oil is semi-solid, half liquid, approximately, and semi, both the fractions are present, liquid and solid. If liquid fraction is removed from the palm oil, it is called palm olein. And the solid fraction of the palm oil is known as palm stearine. So the palm stearine is used for the soap manufacturing and other non-edible uses, while palm olein, so it is uses in the edible purposes. So importance of the fats and oils in the human diet. So oil and fats, so these are the concentrated source of the energy. They provide the building block of the cell membrane and the variety of hormones and hormone-like substances. Fats and oils as the part of the diet slow down the absorption, so we can go longer without feeling hungry. So if fat is excluded from the diet, after some time you feel the hungry. The stomach remain very busy with the oil and fat because the absorption is not so easy. The stomach remain very busy, so your hunger time is longer. Sometimes the doctor recommend that use only the boiled vegetables to the heart, especially heart patients or other patients which are facing the coronary heart diseases and the blood pressures. But it is very, very wrong practice. So I discussed with many doctors, which are my friends. Everybody need the oil. Although these patients need very small quantity, not the 50 to 60 kg, because the essential oil, the main source is the vegetable oil. Essential fatty acids are those fatty acids which are not synthesized by the human body. So human body need from the extra source. So if there is no essential fatty acid in the diet, so body faces problem. Secondly, there are fat soluble vitamins. If there is no oil and fat, so their transportation, their absorption, so that is another issue. So although very small quantity is needed for the heart patients, but you cannot totally exclude the oil and fat from the diet. In addition, so they act as the carrier for the important fat soluble vitamins such as A, D, E, and K. Dietary fats are needed for the conversion of carotene to vitamin A, for mineral absorption, and for the host of other processes. That is why oil is essential part of the diet. So types of oil and fats. So I distribute oil and fat into three categories because there are four types of fatty acids. One is the saturated fatty acid, other is the polyunsaturated fatty acids, and monounsaturated fatty acids, and there is the fourth group, which is very dangerous group. That is the trans fatty acids. The trans fatty acids are very, very dangerous for the human health. Therefore, I divided the islet fats into three groups on the basis of health, their impact on health. The good and iron fat, so basically they lower the LDL and raises the HDL. While the bad iron fat, they raises both LDL and HDL. While the unwanted fatty acid, unwanted iron fat, so they raises the LDL and lower the HDL. Okay. The both job are very, very dangerous. Right? So this is job is the trans fatty acids. So trans fatty acids are not absorbed in the body. That is why I call the trans fatty acid the unwanted fatty acids. So please be careful from the consumption of trans fatty acids. So these are the edible and non-edible uses of edible oils. All of you know that edible oil is used for the cooking and frying in the salad and confectionery uses, and also in the bakery uses, margarine and pharmaceuticals. So in edible uses, the paints and varnishes, soaps and detergents, cosmetics, biofuels, printing inks, and lubricants, etc. So here you can see the data of the Pakistan. So I have taken this slide from the oil seed department, and from this is the data of the recent data of the 2025. Per capita consumption is 18 kg per person per annum, and total consumption is 4.5 million ton. Local production is only 0.5 million ton. And imported edible oil, so around 3.7 million ton. Imported oil seeds, around 3 million tons. So this is the data which is very, very dangerous data, because the import of oil and oil seed, it is the second biggest import of Pakistan after the petroleum product. And the government of Pakistan is 4 billion rupees on this import. Pakistan is agriculture country. So we have to think about this serious issue. Battery is low, so you can connect.
No issue, sir.
Okay. It is not changing. So I written the one article in AOSS magazine in 2005. Yeah, yeah. This one. Yes, this one. That's So this is the data. I think nobody will be interested in this data. Just I want to show for the people who belongs to the agriculture that look this slide. Our average yield of sunflower and rapeseed, it is only 0.4 ton per acre. It means that our production from the local sunflower and canola as well as rapeseed is only 10 to 15 ton a month per acre. While the advanced countries, so their yield is approximately 40 to 50 month per acre, or you can say that 1.2 ton per acre. So our yield is very, very low. If only in the same area, if we increase our yield, then we increase our local production up to 3 to 4 times, because 3 to 4 times our yield is low as compared to the advanced countries. So this is a big issue. So in 2005, I written the article in the AOCS magazine. You can see the data. At that time, the population of Pakistan was 155 million. And now it is 225 million. And at that time, our local consumption was 27.5 million ton. And now it is 4.5 million ton. At that time, our per capita consumption was 17 kg per person per annum. Now it has been increased 18 kg per person per annum. So this is very dangerous situation. So again, at that time in 2005, our local production was 0.5 million ton. And in 2025, again it is the same. So this is the challenge for the big challenge for our government, from all the stakeholders, from the concerned ministries, agriculture, and all the stakeholders. From the extraction of the oil, you can see the ancient the old or the classical mechanical crushing was very use the stone and wooden mills, and these methods often use the animal power or manpower. Then these are some advancement has come out, and the pupils use the hydraulic presses and screw expellers for the small production. And recently, the industry are using the mechanical pressing and solvent pressing, or you can say that the solvent extraction side by side. Initially, the oil is extracted mechanically with the help of expellers or screw presses. Then there are the two products. One is the oil and other is the cake, and then cake is feed to the solvent plant, and the remaining oil is extracted with the solvent. And hexane is used universally as a solvent in the edible oil industry to extract the oil from the oil seed. So this is the very simple process. It starts from the cleaning. The foreign matters are removed to the oil seed. In the cleaning process, then is the drying and conditions. The moisture is removed up to the acceptable level between 8 to 10 percent moisture, and then is the cracking. Cracking is used to reduce the size of oil seed, and then it is the dehulling. So hull are removed for increase or to increase the protein in the meal. So there are the two main products of the edible oil industry. One is the oil and other is the meal. And meal is the one of the ingredient which is used in the poultry feed. So for the meal, it is very necessary that the protein in the meal, it should be greater. More protein is required by the poultry feed industry. So the hull is removed to increase the protein level in the meal. And after dehulling, it is the cooking and preparing the oil for the easy oil extraction. Then it is the fracking. Basically, fracking is used to increase the thickness or decrease the thickness of oil and to increase the easy extraction of oil. So in the fracker, so these are the big roll, and the seed is crossing from the rolls, and it is flagged, and the thickness of the flags is approximately 0.3 mm. So if this thickness is kept constant in the edible industry, then extraction is complete and more easy. Then either the flags, so these are directly maybe conveyed to the solvent plant for the extraction of oil. For example, the soybean oil. When the oil is less in the oil seed, just like rice bran oil and soybean oil, so sometimes there is no need of the extraction of oil in the mechanical extraction. It can be directly extracted with the solvent plant. And second option is that it sent to the expanding or extruded, and then it is it feed to the solvent for the extraction of oil. So basically, extruding So in the extruders, there are a lot of anti-internutional factors. So in the extruder, with the help of steam, so the anti-nutritional factors are minimized. So, but no oil is extracted from this processing. And third one is that the flags are directly feed to the for the mechanical extraction, where the oil is mechanically extracted, and then the cake is feed to the solvent plant. So basically this advances reduction method will covered by friend Professor Dr. Hussain Khara. However, I just want to discuss that the super critical fluid extraction in detail. Professor Dr. Sana will cover this one, and enzymatic assisted extraction, ultrasonic and mechanical assisted extraction, and emerging green solvent techniques. You can see again the article which is published in January 28 recently. So I am the member of the AOCS society, so I regularly receive the Inform magazine. So in this magazine, so you can see the Monarch ethanol-based oil seed technology at scale. I summarized this technology in this slide, that the Monarch clean oil seed processing thus explored the patent alcoholic based process that enables the industries to replace the current solvent for the edible oil extraction. So according to them, the product deliver the high value clean label ingredients, and the products they create an overall safer working environment and meet the sustainable goals. Monarch claims show the superior quality of the products, iron, lighter color and lower gums level, meal, high protein level and light color and more natural taste in protein concentrate. But still, in large scale, hexane is universal solvent for the extraction of edible at large scale. Improvements. So the high efficiency mechanical processing with the better energy, advanced separation and filtration system. So process automation and real-time quality management. So now the PLC is used in advanced countries. So they are not only monitoring the processes, but they control them just on this sitting on the PLC. Through the PLC, they can control the temperatures and quality, each and everything from the PLC system. So the processes efficiency. First of all, the safety is very important. The safety of worker and safety of industry. So that is very important. So tomorrow maybe I will discuss, otherwise the utilities consumption. So that should be control the hexane, fuel, chemical and water. Okay. And also the recoveries. Recoveries of oil and meat. So this should be up to the mark for the feasibility, for the profitability of the industry. So it is very important to control the utility consumption, to control the losses, to increase the recoveries, and to maintain the quality of oil and meal. And also waste control is very important. Waste management is very important. So waste should be as minimum as possible. And again, sometimes the waste of one industry is the raw material of other industry. So the waste utilization is very important for any industry or any society. So conclusion, the oil and fats are very important components of the diet. All people must know about the daily intake of their nutrients. According to me, proper and balanced food is good for the health, but halal food is essential for the good character. Import of vegetable oil and oilseed is the second biggest import of Pakistan, on which Pakistan is spending around Rs 4 billion foreign exchange in this import. Pakistan is an agriculture country, therefore the government and other responsible stakeholders should focus on this issue to increase the local production of oilseeds. So efficient processing of oil seed and oil is very important with the better recovery, minimum losses, and good quality products. So these are not only essential for the industry, but it is more important for the economy of the country. So I would like to acknowledge Professor Dr. Iqbal Chaudhary, the Coordinator General Comstech, distinguished national professor, well-known, eminent, internationally recognized scientist, for providing me an opportunity to present my lectures in this excellent forum. So I am thankful to the whole organizer of the present event, especially the Rakibul Hassan and all other people who are remained involved in to arrangement of in this event. I am also thankful to the National Center of Excellence in Medical Chemistry of Sindh, Jamshoro. So all my national and international recognition are due to my center. And I am very thankful to my whole audience, either who are physically present in this auditorium and also who are present online. I am very thankful to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful presentations. Do you have any question? You can feel free to ask to our resource person. Please, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. I'm Chief Scientific Officer for NUMS. I have a few questions. The first of one is, in your presentation, you told the extraction method from hexane. And the studies says that it is neurotoxic. Do we have any validable potential method of checking the traces of N-hexane after extraction? The second question is,
First of all, I will reply your first question, then second question just to be discussed. Yes, hexane is used as a universal solvent for the extraction of edible oil. Although hexane is highly flammable, so it is the toxic, but hexane has some advantages because its boiling point is low, approximately.
sir, all the things are correct, but my question is, do we have in our industry any validated patent method that we can check the traces of N-hexane left inside that may cause neurotoxicity?
Yes. So not in only Pakistan, everywhere. You can check the traces of hexane, not only in the email oil, you can check it in the email and also during the leakages. So there are the detectors. Okay, in all the advanced countries, so detectors are available to detect the hexane leakage. So they will give alarm. So if it is,
N-hexane leakage is something else. I am
I
have visited 3 or 4 oil companies in Pakistan. I haven't seen anyone is checking the N-hexane traces now.
yes, checking.
They are not checking.
No, we are also checking in the hexane, in the oil, in the meal regularly. So hexane loss is very important. Okay, one, it is go to the through the leakages, and other it maybe go with the oil. So it is very dangerous when it is go with the oil. It is very dangerous during the processing. And third one, so there are possibility. So if the temperature and vacuum is not normal, then it will go to the meal. And again, there are different solvents are tried, just like the dichloromethane. Dichloromethane can be used to extract the. Yes, but it is also toxic, and also its boiling point is high. To recover the dichloromethane, one thing is good for the dichloromethane, that it is not flammable. Okay, but it is also toxic. And its boiling point is higher, so more energy is required to recover the hexane for the reusing. Now your second question, please.
You also told
Excuse me,
like
excuse me.
Yes.
What was the question? Or some person, would you please repeat, dear brother? Dr. Shirazi, what was the question? Would you please explain to us?
Yes, the
question
question was that the hexane is toxic. So my brother Professor Dr. Sankara is working on the supercritical fluid extraction of the edible oil. So in that extraction, the hexane is not used, but at industrial scale. So it will take some time for the implementation. Okay. So the research is going on. So the question was that the hexane is toxic, then why hexane is used as a universal solvent for the extraction of oil?
Sorry, this was not the question. The question is, an hexane is used, everybody knows. My question is, the traces of an hexane, how we can evaluate that they are present inside the oil or the cake, which is dangerous for them as a neurotoxic element.
So there are the two procedures. One is the lab procedures, another is the sensing procedure. I told you that in the plant, so there are the sensors. So they detect the hexane. And in the laboratory, so you can easily, there are the standard AOCS methods are available to test the hexane. Okay. So these are used in the edible industry.
So my second question is about the super molecules. As the safety and health is the most concern, either these super molecules which are used for the extraction, have been any studies there that they have any interaction between food and chemicals they are used? As we said that food and drug interactions. So these super molecules have been done on any clinical trial or any clinical study that they prove that they are safe with drug interaction or drug food interaction or molecule food interaction.
So I gave you the brief description in one slide that research is going on different options. Okay. But and recently, up till now, so these are used at the lab scale or sometime on the pilot scale. When you are talking the large amounts up to the 4,000 ton per day, so you have to go the possible options. Okay. So the supermolecule, the dichloromethane, and also the ultrasonic assisted extraction, microwave assisted extraction. So these are the possible options. So the research is going on. maybe in future. So it is the improvement and advancement. So this is the continuous practice. So it will be going on. Maybe in future there will be an other solvent, so which can compete with them. And one thing I would like to very clear, that each solvent has some issues. You have to compromise either with the quality, with the production cost, with the environment. So there are so many things. So you have to compromise on at each. Even every city has good opportunities and has the problems. Okay. Similarly, the problems are associated with the e-solvent. Even water is the same solvent. So if it is used in the industries, it contains the contaminants. So it is very, very toxic. Okay.
The water only used is deionized or distilled water. The tap water cannot be used in industry for the process.
Yes.
So there is always deionized water, deionized plants always in the industry.
Yes.
And they are always safe to use. And the simple and last question is, in our industry, as particular for Pakistan culture, I am asking, they do partial hydrogenation, and which cause much better than trans fatty acids.
Yeah.
So this is a big problem in Pakistan, and it's definitely increasing the different heart ailments, blood pressure causing like these things. So what measures should be taken to avoid these things?
You are 100% right. The partial hydrogenation is the main culprit to produce the trans fatty acids in the edible oil. So naturally, all the fatty acids are in the cis form. During hydration process, in the presence of nickel as a catalyst, so these fatty acids are converted into the trans fatty acids, which are very, very dangerous for the human health. When I went to McGill University, Canada in 2006, so I worked on the trans fat analysis, and we published our article through FDR spectroscopy. So the trans fatty acids are produced in the partial hydration of the edible oil. You are 100% right. And ultimately, I am also the part of many committees, so we are working on that one. So how to reduce the trans fatty acid in the edible oil during the processing. So recently in Pakistan, the amount is recommended by 2% 2 gram per 100 gram of the oil in each food, not only oil, but in food atoms, okay, which is according to the recommendation of the WHO. Okay, so this is very dangerous and produced by the partial urination. You are right.
So there is some question from the online. Could you please answer these questions? The question is. Question is from Aisha. She asked you that how can green chemistry approach enhance the sustainable utilization of the vegetable oil in both food and non-food sectors?
This is a very difficult question. So, according to me, there is no any green approach in the industry. Every approach is associated with some issues. However, we have to use the green technology, and also if you are using even boiler, so in the industries. So in the boiler, the emissions of the gases, the toxic emission of the gases, so you can't 100% control, but you can minimize. Similarly, you can in the blowdown, so water, so there are so many toxic components, so that could be minimized, but not only the green approaches that everything is a green technology could be applied, but always, even every green technology has some issues with the environment. You have to minimize, but you can't 100% say that this technology is very, very green, according to me.
Thank you, sir. Last one more questions from the Dr. Sajid. How university and research institution can support the edible oil industry and technological impact?
Yes, they always the institutions, so they can resolve the problem of the society. And through research, research is basically responsible to resolve or minimize the problem of the society. Those research which can't control or remove or rectify the issues of the society, so that is not a good research. So always institutions, the universities, so their research can be one. I was giving you the examples in Pakistan. So cotton seed is not at present using in the extraction of edible oil. Okay. I am talking about the chemical extraction. Although the expellers, so they are extracting the oil from the oil seed, cotton seed. But now the solvent plants, so they are not using the cake in the cotton seed because it contains the lot amount of aflatoxin. So research can be done in the institutions, in the universities, that how can we control, how can we minimize aflatoxin during the processing. Although there are so many methods are available, but it is very essential. So similarly, to increase the quality and utility consumptions, so and also the machinery which is used in the edible oil, so their durability is very important. So research can be done. So that material is used which is more durable. So there the wear tear cost that should be controlled. Quality can be improved. Processing, utility consumptions, processing charges. So these can be controlled, and yes, the industry, the institutions, especially the research institutions and the universities, can play a very important role to resolve the problem of the edible industry. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your excellent engagement. Thank you, sir. With that, now I would like to invite. Now I would like to move forward and welcome our distinguished speaker, Professor Dr. Hussein Kara. He is a senior professor of chemistry at Selçuk University, Turkey, with 30 years of academic and research experience and expert in analytical and food chemistry. He is specialized in chromatographic techniques, edible oil, refining, food quality and safety, and supercritical fluid extraction. He has led 30 years plus research project, published over 100 SCI index articles, and supervised numerous graduate students, while also serving in a senior academic leadership roles. Today he will deliver a speech on new green extraction technology in edible oil and extraction system. Sir, the floor is yours.
Yes, to all participants, such type of the very nice workshop activities, and salam from Turkey, salam from the country of the Mevlana Celaleddin Rumi, and also salam to some Turkish delegates and the other groups delegates. I think there are several attention activities and come from the different sides of the countries. This is the very nice activity. And first of all, salam from our country. Would you please accept our salam, and would you please carry my salam to your family member, to your the academic pupils or the colleagues or other one. This is the very nice meetings. Thanks all of the responsible people at the beginning of the coordinator of the comstech, to Professor Dr. Muhammad Iqbal Joderi, and also Hussein and the other all responsible people. I want to give the brief information about the new green extraction technology in edible oil extraction systems. This is the very nice and the very popular activities. First of all, if there is some question after my presentation, would you please use the message links, because the voice is not clear sometimes during this link activities. And I was a member of the American Soybean Association groups. And after that one, I am also the member of the Malaysia Palm Oil Boards and the Council. And we have also together with my dear brother, Professor Dr. Hussein Shirazi, and we were the studies in the laboratory in our university with the white cottons, and in the industry we are also as a workers we study. We produce several types of the edible oil, and there are several types of the extraction techniques. I am going to explain tomorrow, inshallah, and about the trans fat acid or the other type of the subject are going to be detailed in my speech, inshallah, tomorrow. Today, I want to give the briefly information about our groups. I am also the member of the academic people from the Selçuk University. Is the approximately 80,000 students are there in my university, and in Konya area. I am going to give the brief information, the edible oil and the extraction systems, maybe some briefly solvent extraction and the supercritical fluid extraction systems, and especially dynamic supercritical fluid selective extraction techniques. I am going to introduce to all responsible or to interested pupils. The other one is the spectral analysis, is very important. Maybe next times, then maybe next years, the spectral analyzing systems are going to be give much more the advantage to us to determination of the some compounds during the extraction and extracted from the edible oil source. Yes, we know the natural lipids and the polar lipids. There are my dear brother given this very nice information, and the triglyceride, and the molar, pyrifetacestrol, and the wax. Most of them is the quantity is related with the source of the oil. Yes, maybe we can divide it. Some oil source, such a fruit source or the oil seed source, and of course it is very different one. And the olive oil and the palm oil is a section of the fruit cultures source, and the other oil such as sunflower, corn, and the hazelnut or the other type of oil is also oil seed oil. Maybe we can make a differentiation between the fruit oil and the seed oil is different, as we know that the oil seed consumption is very, very high than the fruit cultures. Yes, there are in my country is the sunflower is also, we use generally sunflower oil and corn oil, hazelnut oil, and soybean oil. Maybe hazelnut oil is not the popular in the out of the Turkey. soybean oil and canola oil on the other type of the oil could be said about the oil seeds. And the cotton oil is also popular in my countries in the salt size. Yes, palm oil and also olive oil are going to be make a different type of the oil groups, and maybe we can discussion with the another sections. Yes, oil, we know the formulation of the oil, and the oil is used for energy, for vitamins and essential fatty acid. This is the main use of activation. I am going to oil extraction techniques. There are two types of the extraction techniques we can say. One of them is the mechanical extraction techniques. The other one is the solvent extraction techniques. They can be used as a separately, but sometimes we use the combined mechanical extraction techniques and the solvent extraction techniques. And generally, some part of the oil from the plants could be extracted by using the mechanical with using the heat extraction techniques, other than some of the residue in the meal, that the solvent extraction technique could be used in order to take all of the oil in the meal. And in the mechanical extraction techniques, there are also cold pressing and the hot pressing systems. Generally in the world, is using the hot pressing systems is used firstly, other than the solvent extraction techniques is used in order to take all of the edible oil from seed or from plants. And as you saw that one, now is a supercritical solvent extraction techniques is very useful techniques, and it's also the popular in some type of the oil. But I believe that one, supercritical solvent extraction techniques are going to be increasing the useful activities in the edible oil industries. Yes, there are some expression techniques, the mechanical pressing. It means that the liquid out of the liquid containing solids. There are several types of the press activities, and the screw pressing, and the roll pressing, and means, and the collapsible plate and the frame filter press, and hydraulic press are example of the wide variety of the equipment available for the extraction process. The efficiency of the mechanical expression process cannot be equal to the unit, and in actual operation, it generally exceeds the 19%. Yes, solvent extraction techniques has some advantage, and some of the also for disadvantage activities, and the most of them is the high oil yield as compared to the mechanical extractions, spent lower production cost and requires less times. This is the advantage of the groups. And for the disadvantage, it means that one, the expeller pressed oil is cleaner and more pure oil, higher in the natural colors and the flows compared to the solvent extraction oil. And the other one is the requirement of the large volume of the solvent and the pressure and the requirement and etc. This is the most used is the hexane. That is also knows very well the hexane are going to be very flammable activities, and there are several accidents in the world, in also in the Turkey. Maybe I know that the 5 of 6 plants has been bombed, and also the discharged for about the using like type of the high construction cost of the extraction and the refining workshops, also high maintenance cost, but residue solvent content in the mail. And this is the more important point is that. So it is very important factor that if the solvent can be completely removed without any reduction in the quality of the meal, this is the main problems, and to solve quality of the meal can be utilized for food process. Yes, I want to give the briefly something about the extraction, oil extraction from oil seeds, and there are classical one and the advanced one and the green technology extraction techniques, industrial and analytical perspectives, and the yield, quality, and the sustainability consideration is also very important. I am going to give the use some type of sections. Yes, generally the plant containing 20 or the 60 of the lipids is called the oil seeds, and the oil generally is stored in the intracircular lipid bodies. Accessibility derives from the extraction efficiency, and the method choose affect yield, product quality, and the environment footprint is very important. There are several types of the oil seeds, but the most of them is between the 20 and the 60 lipid. Yes, such major oil seed and the typical oil contents is the sunflower and the soybean and the rapeseed or canola. The main country of the rapeseed was in the Turkey, and this one is used to convert some new culture, and it is called the canola. The cotton seed and the sesame and the flaxseed. Flaxseed is also very popular in my country. Has global importance, and the vegetable oil and the edible oil fats were white, and the K sectors, food, pharma, cosmetic, or biofuel. This is important. And which type of the useful points could be give the good rota to us? Which type of the extraction techniques must be applied? Yes, main objective of the oil extractions: high oil recovery with quality preservation. Second one is to minimize the solvent and the energy consumptions. The other one is to ensure industrial scalability and safety compliance. This is the main 3 point is very important to definition the which type of the extraction are going to be applied. Yes, and we can say that quantitative and to quality target. Some of them, the oil recovery, we generally accept that one is the 19 higher than the 19%, and the free acid contents must be lower, and the peroxide value is the lower than the 10 milliequivalent oxygens per kilogram of the oil, and the residue solvent blend regularity limits. The limits is the in the word is the similar, and it is the lower than the 1 ppm. Yes, classification of the edible oil extraction methods. We say that the mechanical one and solvent extractions and supercritical fluid extractions. Maybe we can give some brief information about the emerging and some new green technology is applied in the laboratory or pilot systems. We believe that these new techniques are going to be used in the industrial scale. Yes, and some pre-treatment operation of the seed has been given briefly information from Professor Dr. Shirazi, but I want to repeat again some things in a very short summary. One, cleaning and de-oiling and drying and grinding or flaking and in order to do size reduction and increasing the interaction between meal and the solvents. And the other one is the conditioning, control temperature and moisture is also very important point. This is some documentation for about the cottonseed proceeding. This is also some different than the other type of the systems. I want to give the briefly information. There are several type of the pretreatment operations with respect to the seed positions. Yes, the effect of the pretreatment or the extraction is that cell wall distributions and the improved oil release, reducing mass transfer resistance, and the typical yield increase with the 50 to the 5 and 50%, and shorter extraction time and the lower solvent consumption is very important point. And sometimes it is also, for example, we believe that the yield increasing by using the optimum pretreatment operation, and the system are going to be gain at least 5 to 15% of the oil are going to be gained. Yes, generally the condition parameters is temperature is the 16 and the 19 degree, and the moisture content is organizing is approximately 10%, and optimized condition improves solvent penetration and the pressing efficiency. Overheating may accelerate oxidation and the degradable quality. This is the most important point, is that the quality of the oil, and the protection of the oxidation of the oil. Yes, there are some mechanical extraction systems. Some of them is we have also in our laboratories, and the cold pressing and the hot pressing, and the screw press and the hydraulic press systems often use the first industrial steps, may be followed by the solvent extraction could be used. The typical mechanical systems is approximately 75% of the oil could be extracted from the source, and generally the oil content in the press cake is approximately higher than the tank, and hot pressing higher bioactive retention but lower yield could be obtained. For this reason, if we have taken some bioactive compounds from the seed, this method is not suitable to obtain some very high bioactive compounds content. Yes, there is also some limitation of the mechanical extractions and the oil recovery, residual levels, and the quality. We can discussion with this the limitation of the mechanical extractions. Yes, solvent extraction, the base principle is that the liquid extraction from the solid phase, and it is called such a solid liquid extraction. Generally, we say that the leaching extraction systems. This is very important, this one, and to use many non-polar organic solvent is generally used is the hexane, but the new use some alcohols and some the other type of the solvents are going to be added to the hexane or used separately, and in order to take some good results. And generally, in the sense in 1950, there are several activities and these techniques dominant in industrial methods. Maybe one or two systems in order to extraction of some oil from cotton seeds and from soybean oil. The alcohol has been used maybe 4 years to extraction of some oils from the seed. At solvent extraction techniques, first of all, solvent diffusion in the solid matrix, oil dissolution in the solvents, and the formation and the transport of the micelle. The micella is called generally oil and the solvent mixture is called the micella, and the separation and solvent recovery from the miscellany, and we can obtain it and we can extract the oil. Yes, the flow diagram of the solvent extraction methods, Dr. Shirazi showed us very nice and very clear flow diagram for solvent extraction system. This is also the general level cracking rules and also extraction tanks and the separation from solid material and from miscella, and the evaporation of the solvent and the edible oil could be obtained. Such a tip, this one is after hexane and the seed crushing system is ready and the oil extraction is occurred. Other than separation with the solid and the liquid phase, the from oil extraction is taken, the miscella is taken in that place, and the hexane is removed in the miscella and the oil could be obtained. Some miscella distillation and the flake, the solvent today's operation is the flake is prepared before and loading the systems. The hexane and the flake direction is the reverse. The hexane pass through the like this one, and the flake are going to be collected in the other sides. And for this reason, the reverse extraction techniques give us more advantage to more extracted from the seed. And this one is also by using the steams, desolvatizing, and the meal could be obtained in order to use the feed millings, and the miscella groups is also distillation of the hexane and the crude oil could be obtained, and of course this oil has much more undesired materials. It must be sent to the refinery processing. And oil recovery in the hexane extraction approximate is the 95 and the 99, and the residual oil in meal is approximately lower than the 1, and high suitable for large scale production activities. This is the very useful things. The most important is that what is the quantity of the hexane solvent in the crude oil. This is also a very important point. After the distillation, after the separation of the hexanes, is generally 5 to 50 milligrams hexane could be occurred in the 1 kilogram of the crude oil. After the refining process, the regularity limits of the European countries and the codex, it must be lower than the 1 milligrams hexane in the 1 kilogram refined oil. This is generally obtained like this, the regularity, but sometimes what are going to be effect of the 1 milligram of the or lower milligram of the hexane in the body? This is very important point is that, yes, and the energy is also very important, and the 8 or 12 megajoule per kilogram of the oil, main energy solvent evaporation and recovery, and the energy optimization is the measured sustainability level give us, and this is very important point is that total energy consumption. Yes, there are several types of the extraction techniques. I am not give the much more the advantage, but generally, for when we make comparisons between the solvent extraction techniques in laboratory and upscale pilot systems, it is not equal each of them. The general oil recovery could be changed by using different type of parameters such as temperature and the times and the particle size of the raw materials and the techniques. General extraction times is the 16 to 24 hours. That is also possible to take a solvent substrate extractions. Yes. Yes, the other extraction is that we know that the press extraction and solvent extraction, water steam distillation techniques, and we know that the supercritical fluid extraction systems. This is important. I am the main subject. The supercritical fluid extraction systems is very important. The use of the liquids, the use of the solvent above their critical point, critical temperature and the critical pressure. And at that times, the compounds could be added, could be colored as a supercritical fluids. The general most common use is the carbon dioxide. What is the carbon dioxide is generally used? There are several information. Some of them is say that the low temperature, some of them is say that the some pressure, and I want to give the brief information about the density. The density is very important. The general, all of the other type of the fluids that use in supercritical fluid extractions, the density is lower than the 0.4. But the carbon dioxide density could be adjusted by the addition of the some increasing of the temperature and the increasing of the pressure. And for this reason, carbon dioxide could be used easily with respect to its density. You can adjust the solvent power of the carbon dioxide. For this reason, carbon dioxide is very useful materials. It could be adjustable, the density, and the density is related to the solvent power or the activation power. For this reason, generally, carbon dioxide could be used for common fluids in the supercritical fluid extraction systems. Yes, the supercritical fluid extraction system diffusion and the solventing power is very, very important. And when we use the supercritical fluid and the diffusion activities is like the gas, and when the solventing power is related with like a liquid. For this reason, supercritical fluid systems is used as a high diffusion, such a gas, and that is also used high solventing power, such type of the liquid. And when we select the controlling by the pressure and the temperature, it means that the density, that times you can adjust which kind of the edible oil, which kind of the compounds could be extracted without any impurities. Such for this reason, selective control by the pressure and the temperature is a very, very important parameter in the supercritical fluid extraction systems. We know that one, the supercritical fluid extraction, let us take a one material solid. When we increasing the temperatures, is solid is converted to the liquid phase. When we increasing the temperature, the liquid, the compounds is converted to the gas phase. When we increasing the pressure, it's converted to liquids. When we increasing the gas, is also increasing the temperature, it's converted to gas. But to one point, at that point, there is no any way to convert to the liquid or to convert to the gas with increasing temperature and pressure. That point is called the supercritical fluid. And supercritical point is the critical point, is that, and the above the critical point temperature and the critical point pressure, the state of the material is called the supercritical. This is the carbon dioxide, is the state phase, and the solid and the liquid and the gas we can use generally is the temperature is the higher than the 31 degrees and the approximately 73 atmosphere is used as a critical point. Yes, this is the very good and very informative figures. When we increasing the temperature with respect to the stability of the pressure, then the density of the fluids is going to be lower. And when we increasing the pressure, the density are going to be increased. And the density is a very important parameters during the supercritical fluid extraction systems. You can easily adjust, and by making the adjust which type of the compounds are going to be extracted could be controlled with your control of the density. Yes, generally carbon dioxide is very good solvent for non-polar substances, and some alkanes, terpene, and some medium polarity compounds, monocyclic aromatic one, aldehyde, ester, alcohol, some organic chlorophyll and oils, and with a medium solvent coil was used by using differentiation of the carbon dioxide density. There are several advantages of the carbon dioxide. Is the environmental one, and without any interference, and the environmental system and the material exchange. Sterile and can inhibit the bacterial growth. Non-toxic safety and the low temperature and the room temperature operation, that is also important. The most of the carbon dioxide could be recovered higher than the 95%, and to replace the traditional high collision wet processing and the solvent processing. And there is no oxidation during the extractions. When we use the solvent extraction techniques, the oxidation products could be occurred during the extraction, but in supercritical fluid extraction system, there is no any oxidation of products. Of course, some co-solvent could be added to the carbon dioxide. The European Community Directive, there are some of the compounds could be added in order to adjust the polarity of the fluid. And for this reason, propan, butan, butyl acetate, ethyl acetate, ethanol, acetone, nitrogen oxide, or the other one could be used as a co-solvent. Oh, this is the pilot systems. Is approximately 25 liters, and there are several types of the pump and line. This is the all systems, but I want to give the briefly information step by step at the end of the one. This one is the carbon dioxide source, is the tubes. This one is the carbon dioxide storage tanks. And this is also the pump. And this one is also chiller is used in order to prevent the volatilization of the carbon dioxide. And we can send to the mixer. There is also, if we need the solvent extraction, co-solvent groups, there are two main subjects. One of them, which direction of the extraction directions? From the top to the bottom, or from the bottom to the tops? This is very important point for the extraction, for the supercritical fluid extraction systems. This is very important parameters. In each pupils must know which direction are going to give us the more advantage to extraction of the edible oil. And this system is also give advantage to us. We can use both of sides, from the top to the bottom or from the bottom to the tops. Direction could be used. Another one is the second one is the whole carbon dioxide is also recycled systems. And there are several separators. That is also very important. Yes. I want to give you briefly information about the supercritical fluid extraction types. which type of the supercritical fluid extraction. One of them is the normal extraction systems, carbon dioxide. Our seeds, our raw material is loaded in the extraction columns. And carbon dioxide, first of all, is the chiller other than the heater above the critical temperature and sending to the extraction columns. You can take and by using the micro valve systems to adjust the flow rate of carbon dioxide. And also, when we open that one to the atmosphere, the carbon dioxide are going to be separated from the extract, and all extract would be obtained on the bottom of the separator. This is the normal supercritical fluid extraction systems. But the most important point is that the dynamic supercritical fluid extraction systems. This is very important point is that, and carbon dioxide is taken from the systems. There is also, first of all, the chiller for cooling and carbon dioxide pumps and heaters, and also direction from bottom or from the tops and take the extract. And other than the micro valve systems is adjusted, there are 3 separators. Each separator pressure is different than the other one. And this separator gives us the more advantage to which type of the compound could be collected, which type of the compounds are going to be collected on the separator. You can adjust by the adjusting of the pressure of the each separators. And some compounds is of high molecular weight and the low volatile compounds in the first one. Second one is the generally the oil and some essential oil. The last one is the very low molecular weight and could be volatile compounds. And this is taken after the 3 separators, and we can make a cycle activity. And it was give us the more advantage. This is the dynamic supercritical fluid extraction system without any losing the carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide could be used till end of the oil is extracted from the meal, from the seed. For this reason, the normal supercritical fluid extraction system is not a very popular one, but the dynamic are going to be very popular one. There are three main points. Is that one of them is that dynamic extraction is the recycle to the carbon dioxide. Second one is the two-way extraction, ascending from bottom to the top, or the scandic flow is also very important. There are also 3 different separators. We have enough advantage to collect the different type of the compounds in the different separators. And the other one is the improved the extraction method, some resinous products. That is also possible by using the dynamic supercritical fluid extraction systems. Generally, we suggest this one in order to replace by solvent extraction techniques. But there is also another type of the system is that there is also the selective extraction technique. This system is the dynamic, and we can addition the selective. As you see, you can use the same systems, but we can edit some co-solvent pumps. If we edit some co-solvent activities, the extraction fluids are going to be selected which type of the compounds want to extract. For this reason, selective extraction techniques give much more the advantage to us to select the desired and the target compounds. This is also very important, and some of them is the new techniques in the industrial one. Co-solvent is used such a ionic liqueurs or to some deep eutectic solvents could be used in order to do extractions. some desired compounds from raw material. And this one is the dynamic supercritical extraction system and the selective also extraction techniques. Yes, this one, there's the dynamic extractions, two-way extraction, ascending and descending supercritical fluid flow system with the three different separators that could be give us advantage to collect which type of the compounds separately. And the ionic use or deep protective solvent is also used, and these are compatible with the carbon dioxide in supercritical extractions. And there are several studies about which type of the ionic liquids or which type of the deep protective solvent are going to be used in order to which kind of the compounds could be extracted easily and selectively easily. Yes, and this is the new systems. Generally, in the pilot systems, we have this one in my laboratory, and we use the dynamic extraction and the two-way extraction flow, different type of the separators, improvement residues products, and the ionic liquids are compatible with the carbon dioxide. And the last one is the detection of the fluid during the extractions. And for this reason, all continuous online monitoring systems, when we apply the continuous online monitoring system, you can easily understood and you can easily detect which type of the compounds are there in the supercritical fluid systems. And this one is the same. Also, only we can take separate some materials, sample, we can make a detection systems. After detection system, you can easily understood which kind of the compounds now is the use of the systems. Generally, multivariate data analysis system is used for this analyzing, and some spectroscopic techniques, some chromatography techniques, some base detector, and the process measurement and the sensor outputs. And we believe that one, the data set often involves complex chemical information, overlapping signal and noise. The objective of the MDI, the spectral analyzing system, is to extract the relevant chemical information and to convert high dimensional instrumental output in the meaningful analytical knowledge. This is very important point after the detection systems. Generally, we use that one, and during the extractions, we take information which type of the alkylate now is the extractants, and after taking some sample, the online systems, and the Harmile and the Harmile and the Harmol is also possible some compounds during the extraction systems online monitoring. Yes, and some briefly information, some things about, for example, we can understood the total alkalates. There is also could be monitoring. This is also the vitamins and which times is taken the which type of the vitamins and the total phenol compounds. This is also the total lipids. Total lipids extraction, as you see, there is also some good figures, and with respect to the figures, maybe you can use another type of the impurities. For example, maybe we can detect other than the extraction time is could be adjusted by the separate of the andesite metals. Yes, these are the information, and when we use the critical properties of the carbon dioxide, I want to give some briefly information taken from the pilot systems. Operation is also 40 and 80 centigrade, and the pressure is very high. And the typical oil recovery is higher than the 90. and generally we use the pressing other than supercritical fluid extraction systems. In the typical and the industrial use pressing and the solvent extraction systems. Instead of that one, when we use the pressing and other than the supercritical fluid extraction systems, is generally oil recovery is the near to the 98% of the oil is extracted. Yields depends on the pressure. Not only the pressure, yields depends on the pressure and the temperature at the time, and the other parameters, most important parameter is that particle size and the moisture content in the raw material. Carbon dioxide extraction completely after extraction system, there is no any residual solvent. All of the carbon dioxide is removed. For the season, there was no any risk for the heat risk, such a extent inside of the oil. And no solvent removal steps required, and the strong advantage for the pharma and the cosmetic or the other type of. Yes, and that is also important point is the other one, the preservation of the bioactive compound. And such a tocopherol and tocosterol solvent extraction technique is the loss of the 10 to 30%, but in the supercritical fluid extraction systems is the lower than the fire. And there was no any oxidation under the atmosphere, under the carbon dioxide atmosphere. In the supercritical fluid extraction systems, after the extraction, there was no any increasing of the peroxide value or the anisole value. Yes, this is the most important point, is that the economic aspects of the supercritical fluid extraction systems. Generally, capital investment is approximately 5 and 10 times the higher than solvent extraction systems. This is not a really compression techniques. Is approximately 3:1. I takes this one from the some literatures. They gave some type of the capital investment, but the surging system is approximately 3 times the higher than the solvent extractions. And the industrial is also is going, and this sustainable activities for the season is the very important point, and the best suited the high volume oils and the specialty extracts we must use to supercritical fluid extractions. So whatever little problem are there in the solvent extraction process relating to the quality of the oil and meal or the residual oil solvent content in the meal can be eliminated, and the supercritical fluid extraction can result into the lesser oil losses and the better recovery of the oil with good quality, and therefore it results in a low refining and the other costs. So this becomes a very good economical variable methods. Yes, there are several types of another new methods emerging, and the Korean extraction technology and ultrasonic acid extraction systems that is also used in the pilot systems, microwave assistant extraction that is also the pilot systems, and the enzyme assistant extraction that is also the pilot systems. And now there is also the solvents used, and now there is also the very small industrial application that use in order to extraction of the squalene, and also tocopherol from the oil, from the seed, and this deep effective solvent is used by using the supercritical fluid extractions. I don't want to give the briefly. I don't want to give this idea, and ultrasonic and microwave assisted extractions the yield is increasing and the time is reducing, and the assistant techniques with solvent supercritical fluid systems and the process control also needed to prevent the localization, overheating, and other things. For instance, ultrasonic and microwave assistant extraction techniques also could be used in order to reach some purpose. There is also some figure and microwave assistant extraction apparatus. There is also the enzyme assisted extraction techniques. That is also enzyme is used and to sell polysaccharide and proteins, improve place at the milk temperatures, and can reduce the energy demand and requires the enzyme cost management. Generally, adoption limited by the economic and downstream separation needs. Enzyme assistant also used in the pilot systems. There is also deep eutectic solvents are going to be very useful solvents. I believe that to enable polarity and composition for selective extractions, this is very important. To enable polarity and composition for selective extractions with carbon dioxide extractions, and also go on studies. Targent lipid fractions, solvent recovery remains a key challenge is also important. There is also the deep eutectic solvent in order to increasing the hexane extractions. It could be give much more advice to us. Ultrasonic acid also extraction techniques by deep eutectic solvent. There is also the cherry seeds and the dried sour cherry kernels and the other methods could be. Yes, this is the comparison of the solvent extraction and the supercritical fluid extraction systems. Oil yield is approximately similar each of them. Residue solvents in solvent extraction after the refinery and approximately lower than the 1 milligram the hexane in per kilogram the oil, and the in supercritical fluid extraction is the 0. And the bioactive preservations, of course, the higher in supercritical fluid extraction systems. Capital cost is the low when we compare with the supercritical fluid extraction systems. And of course, supercritical extraction systems now, this is the very high capital cost activities. Yes, and the method selection criteria, one of them is the bulk edible oil, is generally now the general solvent extractions. Maybe there is also possible to use the co-solvent extraction techniques. High volume functional and pharmaceutical oil systems, the supercritical fluid extraction systems is used, and it is also to go on and expanded to use. And the research and development and the selective extraction techniques, every system could be used, some supercritical fluid extraction systems, and with the other type of the assistant systems could be used. Solvent extraction dominates high volume productions, and supercritical fluid, superior quality, and solvent free products is also very important. And in the future, hybrid system, green solvent, and selective extraction techniques are going to become to our studies and to do in our industrial application. I believe that the green solvent and the selective extraction techniques give us the much more the advantage to desired compounds extracted, and the undesired material is the removal from the oil. Yes. First of all, I would like to all participants in the very nice workshop. As a special the general coordinator of the comstech, Professor Dr. Mohammed Iqbal Chaudhary, and the organizer and the Dr. Said Hussein Shirazi. Now we have a new projects. Now we have two new projects. One of them is from supports by the Tubitax. And there is also some people from the World Academic Science. We have the two peoples from the Pakistan. These are the postdoctorate and the doctorate studies. And I want to take also the Consulate of the General of the Republic of the Turkey in Karachi. They also attend to this conference, give us the support from Karachi and from Islamabad, and also, and also thanks to all responsible partners from the comstech and the co-director of the comstech and all responsible partner from the Pakistan side. And thank you very much for your very nice conference invitations. And I want to give at the end of the systems, I want to give the briefly information about the 7 advice from Mevlana. This meetings is also could be acceptable as a academic and science meetings. I believe that this one is also not only the academic and science, there's also the cultural meetings. For this reason, it is not easy for me to select some suitable words in order to define my happy sense when we meet some Pakistani and Turkish delegate together. I believe that this cooperation are going to give us the more good futures. And Mevlana is also started in the Mesnevi Vishnev. Vishnev is niçin şikayet mi konet? Ez jidai ha hikayet mi konet? And in the Mesnevi there is also the very nice advice to the people. This advice is the 7th advice stated. In compassion and grace be like sun from Mevlana. And in generous and helping others be like river. In consoling others, fault be like night. In anger and fury be like date. In modesty and humility be like earth. The last one is that either exist as you are or be as you do. And thank you very much for your very nice conference invitation, and thanks for the attention after this meetings. This is our region is the Konya. Konya generally is the center of the Turkey, and the Konya was a capital city during the Selçuklu Empire. For this reason, the one capital city are going to be every times the capital city. For this reason, would you please accept as an invitation for a visit to Konya and to visit Hazreti Mevlana? Thanks again. If there are some question, and maybe we can look at the message sites, or I am not sure. I am going to want to open that one.
Thank you, Professor. And I think we have quick one questions.
Yeah.
So if you have time, could you please answer these questions? And then we will go to our conclusion remarks. Thank you. Sir, please.
Balaji, you want to? Yes. Okay, very short question. Thanks so much for your nice presentation. What are the HSC aspects of this study? Health, safety, and environmental aspect we have included in the study, and also at the critical point of CO2, it may become reactive. Have you checked any GCMS profile that any new compound has been produced, and what might be the health effect of it?
The voice is not clear from our sides, as the you mean that during the extraction, the products differentiation?
No, my simple question is, what are the health, safety, and environmental aspects you have included in the study? And at the CO2 critical point, it may become reactive. Have you ever seen any GCMS profile that any new compound has been produced or it may have any health effect?
Yes, during the carbon dioxide extraction, as you know, the health effect of the products from supercritical fluid extraction system is very nice, and there is no any like type of the harmful to health. But from the solvent extraction systems, there are several type of the extraction is also compounds, is also in the extract, and there is also some carbonhydrate. Carbonhydrate is also hydrocarbons activities is also possible after the supercritical, after the solvent extraction systems. But there is no any hydrocarbon from the carbon dioxide systems. Generally, we use the GCMS connection directly online. There are several type of the compounds is detected, and after the analyzing, carbonhydrate is also some carbohydrate contents are there in the extract by using the solvent extraction systems. Up to now, there was no any information about the health harmful products by using the supercritical fluid extractions.
Thank you, Professor, for your informative and inspiring talk. So with that, now we are moving forward to our conclusion part. So I would like to invite Professor Sasan that he can give us 2 lines for the conclusion. Professor, the floor is yours. Yes, sir.
Professor Dr. Sankara, thank you for your valuable and very informative talk. So, your time is very important for all of us, and you given us your valuable time. So we are thankful to you, and inshallah, see you tomorrow at the same time. I am also thankful to the all audience. Either they are present physically or they are present online. So today it was about extraction of edible oil and also the some green technologies and also the production of oil. And tomorrow, inshallah, we will conclude our this event completely. So today, I would like to thank everyone who either they are participating online or physically, or they want to arrange this event. Thank you all. So nice for you.
Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, and I forgot the name of the Rakibul Hassan. And the Mim Rakibul Hassan is also a special thanks to you for a very nice organization.
Okay, thank you. My colleague will guide you for the IT times, so you can follow them. And I would like to request to all of you, please join us tomorrow for this concluding of this webinars, as well as you can collect your certificate tomorrow, inshallah. Thank you so much, Professor Khan. Thank you so much, Professor Khan, for your wonderful time and inspiring talk. So see you tomorrow, inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you also.
Allah Hafiz.